Hello, Zipstriker Army! My name is JaCubAsAlways, and welcome to week number 1 of the ICBA and season number 2, where we are facing Paper, aka the head coach of the Silesian Sceptiles. I think I pronounced the team name right. If I didn't, well, shoot me and screw me, or I don't know, but anyway, that's what my girlfriend do. I didn't say that. Let's get on with the team builder portion. Let's just talk about our team, what we have, then his team, what he has, and the 6 Pokemon, and why we're bringing them, etc., etc., and did that, oh my goodness, that better have not screwed that up. I gotta check my game real quick, because I think that may have screwed up my Excadrill set. As it did not. Nope, we're good. I don't know why Showdown was being all funky there. But anyway, let's go over 11 Pokemon before we go over Excadrill, etc., etc. Anyway, our 11 Pokemon are as followed: Excadrill, Tornadus T, Arthurian, Tapu Fini, Chandelure, Chestnut, Umbreon, Gigalith, Megalodios, Electivire, Piloswine, and Ariados. His 11 Pokemon are as followed, our Z Pokemon first are Excadrill, Tornadus, and Electivire. His Pokemon are as followed: Victini, Scizor, Florges, Amoonguss, Donphan, Vaporeon, Noivern, Scrafty, Smeargle, Rotom, normal Rotom, and then Mega Lopunny. So he's got a pretty threatening team, if I do say so myself. A lot of threats, especially Pokemon like Victini. Mega Lopunny is obviously a threat to our team to a degree. I mean, a lot of our defensive Pokemon can just take it on. Things like our Chestnut, our Tapu Fini, our Megalodios, all 3 of which we're bringing. Even something like a defensive Tornadus T can check it pretty well, because we can click Air/Hurricane, whatever we choose to do. Chandelure obviously is a big no-no unless we're Scarfed, which I didn't want to bring a Scarf because it allows Pokemon like Scrafty to set up if we're locked into Shadow Ball, which we would never click against a Mega Lopunny, or it'll allow Mega Lopunny to switch in if we're locked into Shadow Ball. We have to click that versus the Victini. It would be a check to Scizor, but I think our team matches up pretty well against Scizor, so I'm not that worried about Scizor for the most part. I think our team matched up pretty well against it to make me feel comfortable enough to not really worry about it too much. I mean, yes, Scizor could be defensive and be an SD defensive set, and that could be kind of a problem, but we have ways of dealing with Scizor, so it's not the be-all, end-all of Scizor's SD. A banded set's not a threat whatsoever, really, to our team. So we have ways of checking pretty much every single Scizor that he could possibly bring, unless it's Agility Sword Stance. That's the only thing. And it's got to be Agility Sword Stance with Superpower, too. It would have to be Agility, Sword Stance, Bug Bite, and Superpower for it to be really that big of a threat. And then even if that's the case, we'll be able to check it with our Chestnut. So there's really nothing he can bring that I'm that afraid of with Scizor. But yeah, something like Noivern, though, with a Z move could be potentially very annoying. Rotom could be annoying. Smeargle, if it sets up hazards, could be annoying, but we have ways around Smeargle 100%. Like, if he brings Smeargle, I'm all for that, actually. Because if he brings a Smeargle, I have a designated lead. Like, I will lead my Pokemon every time if he's got Smeargle, and there's nothing he can do to me about it. So yeah, you guys might have figured out what that specific Pokemon is. But anyway, let's get started. We're going to lead off with a Rod, the Excadrill, rocking the Grounded Z Sand Rush, because we're bringing Sand offense. Well, Gigalith and Drill this week. We're bringing that because this set literally poops on his team. We can set up on the likes of Donphan because of Magnet Rise. We click Magnet Rise, and Donphan can't do much to us because our HP makes us super bulky, whereas Ice Shard's not going to do anything to us. If it's got a rock move, it's going to do nothing. It can't toxic us because we're steel type. There's nothing he can do. So we can click Magnet Rise, click Swords Dance, and if we're in the sand, oh, we are pretty golden, because I believe we're going to be having 8 turns of sand. Let's check really quick with Gigalith. Yes, we have the Smooth Rock, so we'll have 8 turns of sand. So that's highly important, I would say, for sure. And the reason why this is such a huge threat, you might be wondering, oh, you have Iron Head, Rotom kind of walls you. Yeah, but Rotom's not necessarily, unless it's full-on Fizz Death, like, it's not really going to appreciate a +2 Iron Head. Plus, I'm not going to stay in anyway, because we have a couple pretty easy switch-ins to Rotom anyway, so there's literally no point. Like, he could bring Rotom, but it's not a big threat to our team, if I do say so myself. so I'm not really afraid of that. Plus, he would have to be offensive to do damage to us, really. If he's defensive, he kind of just sets up on us, or we kind of just set up on him more. And the thing is, if we have our terrain up with Tapu Fini, he can't burn us. What is he gonna do to us? Not much of anything. He can't trick us because we have the Z Crystal, so not a whole lot he can do. If we get a +2 in the sand, it's gonna be very difficult for him to break us, because the +2 grounded in EMZ will destroy everything that's not named Noivern and Rotom. I believe we have enough speed in our Excadrill. That would bring us to 258. I believe that will outspeed a... What is that Pokemon? What's 173? I mean, I know it's outspeeds Mega Lopunny. What is that? Is that like a Scarf? I'm not sure. Well, I mean, it doesn't outspeed anything specifically for after at +2 in the sand. What it does, I just remembered. It actually outspeeds Jolly Scizor. Because I thought that was important in case he like goes Jolly Band or something like that. We outspeed and we can completely wreck him with a Tectonic Rage. He doesn't appreciate it well whatsoever. So Excadrill is amazing in this matchup. It puts in so much work. At +2, like pretty much most things are gonna die. Especially if we have a Tectonic Rage, we can literally destroy Vaporeon. Nothing you can do about that. But I actually do. We'll talk about Gigalith next. We have Protect to scout for certain Z moves on like Victini, Noivern, Scrafty even. Like if he wants to do Z high jump kick or something like that. So what is it? All Out Pummeling, is that the fighting one? I think so, but if he wants to go that route, cool, be my guess, but we Protect for that. Heavy Slam for Florges, because Florges, like, if Excadrill goes down, Florges could be kind of annoying to kill, I'm not even going to lie. So Heavy Slam's kind of important to have just as a nice safety valve. Rock Slide for like things like Victini, the Noivern. Yes, this kind of allows like bulk up Scrafty to switch in, but we literally have a Tapu Fini. Literally have a Tapu Fini. But yeah. Anyway, South Rock just for getting rocks up because rocks hurt his team. Pretty good actually. Besides Mega Lopunny, once it's Mega Evolved, and Donphan, like everything takes neutral or super effective damage from it. So rocks are really important, but something more important than rocks this matchup, and especially if he doesn't bring Noivern, is actually Chestnut. We have Spike. Wait, we don't have Spikes. I decided against Spikes. That's right. We are going to Spike stack him. I'm just like, well, Rocks hurt his team just as bad, and Donphan's not an issue. Neither is Mega Lopunny. And this is our designated Mega Lopunny answer. We have Rocky Helmet. It'll take chip damage, I think. An Adamant high jump kick does like it can't 2-hit KO the spread. It absolutely cannot. We have enough defensive investment in bulk and HP. Rest thrown into Spadaf just to make us take hits a little bit better. Synthesis Leech Seed. Leech Seed is amazing here because Amoonguss probably shouldn't come because this is a switch into Amoonguss every time. He can't hurt this Chestnut at all. He can Toxic it, but that's about it. But he can't even do that if our terrain's up, so absolutely he can't. Amoonguss shouldn't come, I don't think, because if our terrain's up, he can't Spore Excadrill, and that's actually set up fodder. He could click Foul Play, but he would have to run Foul Play, which he'd have to run Foul Play, which will do nothing to Chestnut. It'll hurt him more than it'll hurt Chestnut. We have some Synthesis. I know it's kind of counterproductive because of the sand, but outside of sand, getting HP back is just important because our sand is not necessarily going to be up. I guess we have it for 8 turns, but still 25% is 25%, especially in combination with Leech Seed, which will actually give us 37%, 37.5% back every single time. So I thought that was definitely important, especially in the combination with that Spiky Shield, which will get us even more HP back and damage to Lopunny. The Scrafty. Drain, we had Super Fang on this, but I'm just like, well, I can just run Nature's Madness, not Tapu Fini. We're on Drain Punch on this in case it comes down to this versus Mega Lopunny. We can't really kill it that well, especially if it's like a power-up punch. If it's like fake-out power-up punch last resort, that could be kind of problematic because, well, actually, he really can't run that because then Gigalith will take on last resorts pretty well. I mean, Power Punch would eventually kill it, but we'd probably kill it with Heavy Slam before it would kill us, so yeah, this is really Spadaf. It's like mixed bulky. In the sand, like this thing's can't die to any one move from his team unless it's boosted. Nothing can kill Gigalith in one hit on his team unless it's a boosted move. Or Specs Vaporeon, I think. I don't even think Specs Vaporeon because of the sand. And then the boost. It can't even do that, so that's cool. I like that a lot. But anyway, that's Chestnut. It's going to do its job pretty well here, I would say. Maybe I'll be wrong, but in theory, it should be pretty good unless he whips out some kind of craziness. And the thing is, the fact that we have Finny, he can't just spam Toxic. Like, because we could easily go into Finny on we could, like, pivot into Finny, then go into the, to Chestnut, and Chestnut literally walls then, because he can't poison us. I could see Toxic coming, but the fact that we have Finny just kind of puts that right in its place, which is great. I like that a lot. We're not bringing hazard removal. He doesn't have Toxic Spikes. Well, he does with Smeargle. He could potentially, but like I said, Smeargle is going to get worn down. And if he brings Smeargle, we're leading Tapu Fini. We have enough speed for Smeargle because he's got no reason to ever run not run max speed on the Smeargle. Smeargle doesn't do anything else besides just do weird stuff, just like shenanigans, like it spikes, Toxic Spikes, rocks, sticky web. He can't do anything because we have Taunt. And if he wants to try to go for Nuzzle, he can't Nuzzle us because of our terrain. He's in trouble if he brings Smeargle and leads with it. This also works as a really good check to Dragon Dance Z Poison Jab Scrafty because we have a Kebby Berry. We take anything else it wants to do, and then we click Moonblast. We'd have to get a good switch into it, that's for sure. But if he's that set, we literally just do this and destroy it with Moonblast, and Scrafty's dead. He's gone. But yeah, that's why I have Kebby Berry, Muddy Water just for kind of general stab, especially on things like Donphan. Florges, like that accuracy drop could be nice. 30% chance of lower accuracy. Why not go for it? It's a 30% move. It's not breaking accuracy clause or anything like that. So definitely agree to that for sure. But yeah, Nature's Madness is really cool. Just chips down his team entirely. His only switch into like this thing would be like a Amoonguss might have to come just for Tapu Fini. That's the reason I could. Otherwise, everything's going to take him 50% upon switching, and that's not good for his team. We have Taunt to shut down Wish on Vaporeon. A lot of things actually, which just works out so well. Yeah, this thing's gonna be really good for us here. I think it's gonna work out pretty well. It'll effectively beat Vaporeon 1v1. I'm pretty sure. Unless it's Specs HP Grass, which kudos to him, I guess. But the glue to our team is actually gonna be Devad the Umbreon. As you can see, I kind of forgot when. I didn't talk about my nicknames on stuff, but I went over that in the draft recap. But yeah, we have a Spadef Umbreon because that handles things like Umbreon, Special, Victini, just Mons in general. We have a little bit of speed in this in case he doesn't want to run any speed in Scizor, in case he wants to go Adamant like max HP. If he wants to try to click SD, we can click Foul Play and potentially score a cheeky kill. Once we scout the Scizor set, once we figure out if it's Adamant, etc., etc. But I could see him not running much speed. Like, he doesn't really have much reason to run a lot of speed. Speed tie with Umbreon is, yeah, cool, whatever. But, like, why would he run a lot of speed for Ariados, or Piloswine, or Chestnut, or Chandelure? Chandelure natural outspeeds and be more of a speedy Pokemon than a defensive one. I guess maybe not speedy, but, like, he's got zero reason, unless he's Scarf, to run speed, really. So, I mean, if he wants to, cool. But we can get a cheeky kill and click Foul Play with that +2, and we're good. That's just the be-all end-all. Like, that's the worst case scenario here, if we want to go that. But you might be wondering why a Heal Bell with when we have a Finny. In case, for one, Finny goes down, and we need that course of action. And two, our second win con of the game, which we're going to get to in just a minute, cannot be poisoned. It absolutely can't be poisoned. So if our second win con gets poisoned, we're kind of in trouble, which I could see him running Toxic just for our Mega Latias, which you haven't seen Mega Latias yet. We haven't talked about it yet because I'm saving it for last because it's a really good win con here, which is amazing. Heal Bell, Protect, and Foul Play. Umbreon just does pretty well against the team. Florges obviously kills it, but we got Excadrill. We have Gigalith. Tapu Fini can kind of switch into Florges. I wouldn't do it. I would probably switch in Gigalith to it because that would make more sense to me. And then we can kind of pivot out into certain Pokemon and stuff like that. Which, yeah, Umbreon's just there. I want a Baton Pass so we could switch out of Florges easier on the predicted switch in, but I can just make hard breeds and doubles if he brings Florges, which I don't know if he's gonna, because he's gonna have to run HP Fire or Ground. He'd probably run HP Ground, so he hits Chandelure and Drill at the same time. So he could go that route if he wanted to. But at the same time, that's just set up for Calm Mind Chandelure, which I don't know if he realizes is a huge threat to his team. For like sub Calm Mind. Yeah, that Flamethrower Shadow Ball, that hits an entire team. We could have went that route, but I wanted to go a different route in this match. It's more of a bulky offense type bring, but yeah. Anyway, that's Umbreon. We definitely wish for Pokemon like Excadrill, Keep Healthy, and Gigalith and Tapu Fini. Mostly Fini. I am worried about Excadrill. I won't bring in unless I have to. Excadrill is more for early game trying to kill things. Like and then their last Pokemon, Mega Latias, is for late game trying to kill things. We have enough speed for Rotom. I wasn't worried about speed creep in Victini because we would have had to put 60 more speed into this. No, it would have had to put 72 more speed on this to outspeed Victini. I'm just like, Victini really does nothing to a Fizz Def, pretty much. Mega Latias with Calm Mind Restored Power at Dragon Balls, this completely destroys his team. Once Scizor's gone, like, at +1, this destroys Amoonguss. Dragon Pulse is going to hurt Victini really bad. I think it's like, does 50 to 59 to a max HP Victini, which is nuts. Vaporeon does nothing after we're +1 Calm Mind. Noivern does nothing. We literally take on hits really, really well. Scrafty, knockoff potentially, but Dragon Pulse is going to do a lot at +1. Everything just, it's going to work out very, very well for us. Mega Lopunny does not do a KO us if we need that. If we need it for Mega Lopunny, cool. But this is our late game win con. Mega Latias should do extremely well here in this matchup. But yeah, that's the team, guys. Like, I think it looks very, very good on paper. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This is going to be the same video as the team builder because I like doing them. I have to render two videos at once, where I just have to render one video at once if I do it this way, which I think is cool. Probably going to do it live. I haven't decided yet, but it'll be the same video. These will always be the same video as the team builder. I might just do it post, just because it might be better. That way I can kind of explain my thought process as I go instead of live. I like live, but at the same time I like post. I guess it depends on the day. Some of them will be live, some of them will be post. But anyway, to recap, we have Arod, the Excadrill, Vitron, the Chestnut, Devad, the Umbreon, Claymaker, the Gigalith, Brienne, the Tapu Fini, and #GramSucks, the Mega Latias. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the team, and we'll get started. I'll see you guys soon. I'm back! Oh, that's right. Your boy, JaCubAsAlways. My name is JaCubAsAlways is back for the battle versus Paper. So, if I didn't say that already, make sure you go check him out in the description down below. I haven't checked him out a whole lot yet. He speaks in is it Spanish? I don't remember. I can't remember what language you speak. I can't remember where you're from. But I think he's starting to do this in English because he had just messaged me before, hey, I just did my commentary in English, and it's kind of shaky, but hey, he's going to improve, and I know that. I think he played pretty well. I think I played pretty well. I made a few decisions that I don't necessarily like looking back, but it didn't hurt the outcome of the battle too bad. But as you can see, we brought R6 that we did. I didn't change anything in the same as the team preview. But he actually ended up bringing Donphin, Florges, Scizor, Mega Lopunny, Scrafty, and Victini. I just wanted to get rocks up as soon as I could because I knew it would pressure his team, even though he's got two fighting types in the Lopunny and Scrafty. But I really wasn't afraid of Scrafty at all because all I have to do is literally hard switch into Tapu Fini every time. And like, unless my berry's gone, I'm not afraid of it because I have enough speed for Scrafty. I have enough speed for Smeargle, which he didn't bring, and Florges if he's max speed. It wasn't really for Florges, it was mostly for Smeargle, but that's not the point. He didn't bring it, so I'm not afraid of that. So we're gonna go ahead and lead Gigalith, and let's get this started. As he is gonna lead with Donphin, it looks like on team preview right here. But Paper is going to challenge us, or yeah, I challenged him, but I don't know why. But anyway, we're gonna lead with Gigalith right here, and I'm sorry if it's a little laggy. I'm doing something a little bit differently so I can pause and stuff and explain certain situations. But he's actually gonna lead with Donphin, and I don't want to stay in whatsoever. My safest switch into this is definitely the Chestnut, because as you see, he did not bring the Amoonguss, so we can just spam Leech Seed as we go, rather than, like, we don't have to worry about Amoonguss switching into us whatsoever, so I'm not worried at all, so that's really nice, as he's going to knock off a Rocky Helmet, which kind of stinks. I didn't think he'd go for knockoff right away. I just saw him go for rocks. He really didn't have a reason not to go for rocks there, but hey, if he wants to click knockoff, that's great. Maybe he predicted that. Maybe he knew we would be Rocky Helmet. But I'm just going to go fire off a Leech Seed because I have zero reason not to. Like, I just click Leech Seed here. As he's going to go into Scizor, because that's a pretty safe switch in, especially if it's bulky. And when we get our Leech Seed recovery, hold on. Let's see, are we going to know yet? Yes, we're going to know right here. So basically, as we get 22 HP back from this, I believe we get 22 HP. That's going to reveal he's actually max HP because essentially I did 22 divided by 0.125, which is the Leech Seed recovery, and that equals 177. So I instantly knew he was max HP right there. So I just wanted to scout to see if he was scout, because I didn't see an item right here. I didn't know if he was banded. I didn't know if he was Occa Berry or any kind of berry. So I just wanted to play it safe, you know. Plus, this also gives Chestnut a little bit more HP recovery. If he wants to click SD, since I know he's max HP, I'm pretty sure it'd be Adamant, max attack. I know my Umbreon is going to outspeed him. And as soon as I saw Roost, I knew he was SD. So I click Leech Seed in case he decided to click U-turn and get out of there, because we would get more health back that way. And spamming Leech in this battle was never going to be a bad move, especially considering I felt Amoonguss wasn't going to come at all. So what I'm going to do is actually going to hard right in Umbreon. That seems pretty crazy on a Scizor, but knowing that he's max HP, I'm pretty confident he's not going to have that much speed investment. So as long as we don't get like a min damage roll, this foul play, or he was like adamant or wasn't like a lot of investment into defense or anything like this foul play had a really good chance of knocking him out after 2 Leech Seeds. So now he is at actually what is it, 84% health, because no, not 84, it's obviously 25% health right now. So I'm just like, this has a really good chance of living or knocking it out as long as it's not invested in the bulk, but he actually is a lot. So this U-turn is obviously going to knock out Umbreon, but Umbreon did its job. It was there to check that kind of Scizor, exactly what I said in the team preview. So I felt that was a pretty good play on my part, weakening the Scizor, especially for my Mega Latias, because we don't have HP Fire on it. I thought that was really integral. So what I'm going to do is actually just going to go, he brings his Lopunny in, so I literally have no reason not to go back into Chestnut, because I can get another Leech Seed off. He's got no switch into this, like he can Mega Evolve, click Fake Out. He doesn't lose much by doing this, except for just getting Sandstorm damage, which isn't, like, that's only 6.25% or 6.125% or whatever it is. So that's not too bad. So yeah, he can just do that, get some chip damage off on me, get Sandstorm chip me in a little bit more, but then I just can freely go for Leech Seed. If he wants to go sack Scizor, he can right now, but I'm pretty sure he's going to go Florges, and I lose nothing from doing this play at all. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just click Leech Seed on this Florges. That way we can win, or not win. we can weaken this Florges, and we have a really good switch into this actually in our Excadrill. But I wanted to scout his set out first. I didn't want to just go hard right into our Excadrill if he was like offensive, as I don't see an item because Leech Seed recovery goes after leftovers, unfortunately. So I'm going to go into Tapu Fini because it's relatively safe play, and we're at full HP, so I'm not entirely too worried. I just want to scout and see if he's got what he's got, his investment perhaps. And the fact that we get this HP back is actually really nice. I just wanted to see what it was going to do. That didn't do very much. We're not investing in special defense, so it just looks like an uninvested Florges, to be honest, now that I look at it. And as we get 23 HP back, that will means that it is at, oops, I'm trying to calculate this really quick, it is at 184, so it's actually an even number of HP for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but that's okay. I know that's uninvested. I can't tell if it's Spit F or physically defensive, and I didn't really want to click a Moonblast, taking more damage with Finny because of the Scrafty. Scrafty was a huge, enormous threat. I just wanted to go into Gigalith because Sand was up for 1. We're not losing any HP really because we're bulky in the sand, and he actually clicks Energy Ball, so I'm really glad I didn't say with Finny because that would hurt us a lot. So we're going to Gigalith and get our rocks up. This is the best opportunity. So as he actually goes into this Scrafty, hard into Scrafty, that means he probably wants to try to set up on our Gigalith, as we really can't do a whole lot to it. Yeah, Heavy Slam would have done a decent chunk right there, as Gigalith completely outweighs Scrafty, but I just want to get rocks up because that was the right play. And we're at still really good health, so. And now I'm just going to hard right into Tapu Fini because that is our best play at this current moment. Because if he is Dragon Dance, he's gonna die. Well, he's not gonna be able to kill us unless he gets a crit on this acid downpour. If he's got acid downpour, that is. As we take sandstorm damage, which actually reveals to us to be faster. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna click Moonblast. There's zero reason for me not to click Moonblast here. And I thought that was really weird, the fact that he wasn't faster after a Dragon Dance. He would have had to have, like, I know we're very speedy Finny right here, but that's still, I thought was a bit bizarre on his behalf. So I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So he's gonna go into his Victini here, and I didn't want to take a Fusion Bolt. I guess I could have easily done that to prevent momentum, but in case it comes down to it late game, I kind of want this thing for Donphan if, for whatever reason, Donphan becomes a threat, which it shouldn't because we have Magnetized Excadrill and stuff. So as long as we get it into that relatively safely, I feel confident that will be fine. As he's just going to go straight into his Donphan right now, and I'm more than okay with that. If he wants to get his rocks up, that's cool. If he doesn't, that's also cool if he wants to spin first. But his best play is just to get his rocks up first, then spin, because Gigalith can't do much of anything to this, and he knows that I'm going to want to conserve this for later, especially when I want to get sand up again, because getting sand up is really important in this matchup. So what I'm going to do here is go into my Latias, because I thought this was a really good time to Mega Evolve, because he's shown nothing that can really hurt Latias. He's shown knockoff. Rocks now, he's got to have Earthquake for stab, and I would assume Rapid Spin, so he can't touch our Mega Latias whatsoever. He doesn't have Toxic, that means, so we have free reign to just click Calm Mind right here after Mega Evolving, because his Donphan's not going to be able to hurt us. Knockoff will be doing pitiful damage to our Mega Latias, so it's just an obvious play to click Calm Mind right here. We don't lose much by doing this at all. I know Florges is coming in. As long as it doesn't have Toxic, it's not going to be able to beat us one bit. And he's pretty much got to have, what is it? Wish, not Synthesis. He's going to have, like, Wish, Protect, Energy Ball, and Moonblast, because otherwise he doesn't do much. Like, he's not going to be able to beat our Latias 1v1. Even then, he's not going to be able to beat our Latias 1v1. So, at this point, as he sees where our Calm Mind's at, his best play is just to spam Moonblast. Hope he gets a crit, hope he gets special attack drops. And that's exactly what he's going to do. As I just set up another Calm Mind, because we're actually the Calm Mind Sword Power set. And I like how Fries, one of the analysts for the ICBA, predicted this in the freaking team builder. Like, I'm just like, dude, I hope Paper doesn't watch this, because then he might change his team up, because we hadn't battled yet. And by the looks of it, it doesn't look like Paper expected this, really, so I'm very happy that he didn't. Otherwise, he probably would have ran Toxic on some Pokemon to prevent us from absolutely destroying him right here. But unfortunately, I click Roost right here just to gauge the damage after +2. Obviously, it's not doing that much. I just want to keep Mega Latias as healthy as possible, because the more we have to take on Victini, the better. And Mega Lop for that matter as well, even though we have Sand in the back, so Excadrill always can completely nuke some stuff. And the fact that he's leftovers is, like, he kind of has to be, because otherwise Sand's just going to weaken him. And so that's really bad. I want to see the damage, and that does a really good chunk. That does about, like, 55 to 66. One of those range. So it looks like he's max defensive, max physically defensive. As he does get an unfortunate special attack drop, I really contemplated clicking a Roost here. And I probably should have, actually, but in case he would crit me or something like that, or got more special attack drops, that means he wouldn't be in range of this Sword Power. And I just wanted to get rid of Florges as soon as possible, because I knew that's one less threat to Chestnut. And Chestnut's actually kind of a win con in and of itself here, as I anticipate a Scarf Victini rather than anything else here, because he needs more things to outspeed Tornadus and other mons like that, so... And I guess I would have expected an Adamant Victini, but I think I went Jolly just in case we want to Scarf Excadrill, because Adamant would not outspeed us, but he should have known that a stand offense just beats him down here. But we have no reason not to go to Chestnut, and we would have really whittled down this Lopunny had we had a Rocky Helmet here, but it got knocked off the first turn of the match, so it is what it is. I'm not really too worried, but I just want to click Leech Seed, because like I keep saying, Leech Seed spam at this point is just insanely good. This is going to keep his team so low. And we also have Synthesis on our Chestnut, so that's really important too as we're going to get into the later parts of this match. Synthesis and keeping Chestnut healthy is going to be huge, as you're going to see. But he's just going to go to his Donphan right here, into his Copper, as I'm just going to click Synthesis, I believe, here. That way we can keep our Chestnut healthy. So yeah, I think he's going to go to try to spin here, because he's got no reason not to. And I was kind of afraid of the Gungshan, like maybe he'll just forgo Earthquake, but then again, he can't touch Excadrill. And instantly, since I kind of have a feeling that he's going to be Earthquake as his last move and spin. Well, I've only seen 2 of his moves technically, but yeah, we're going to go straight into the Mega Latias so we can roost up here, because this is going to be the best opportunity to roost. If we click knockoff, it still wasn't going to knock us out. So this was the safest play right here, and he's not going to have Ice Shard because he needs Earthquake to hit an Excadrill that's not Magnet Rise. So yeah, we're definitely 100% going for Roost here because we lose nothing in doing it. And if he wants to try to keep clicking knockoff, he is going to lose this battle. Definitely. There's nothing he can do. And the fact that I'm pretty sure it's Scarf Victini, I just have that feeling based on the damage output with U-turn before. He really can't do a whole lot to us. So I'm just going to click Roost again to keep us at a high amount of health. And I really wanted to stay in here this next turn versus the Mega Lopunny, but I'm just like, we're not at +1 yet. He could get a freeze with Ice Punch if he has it, or he could just do a lot of damage for a turn or crit or something bad. And I might need this for Victini, so I'm just going to safely go right into Gigalith because I want to try to go for the game here with Excadrill or dent his team as much as possible here. And getting that residual damage with Sandra here with the residual at the end of each turn is going to be nice for chipping down this Mega Lopunny. I don't lose much by doing this, and I knew he wasn't going to go for a rock move. I could have easily switched out into my Latias here, predicting Drain Punch, but I didn't want to play around with that and all that easy stuff. So what I just decided to do is sack Gigalith here, and I don't necessarily agree with my play on this bar. I should have had this in case I could have gotten Sand out again, in case Victini gets out of hand. So we basically have to try to win with Excadrill here. I'm just going to go into it and click Tectonic Rage because we lose nothing. I wanted to click SD, then Tectonic Rage, as we would have pretty much won the game. But had he stayed here, predicted that, we just lose. We don't lose, but we lose Excadrill, and then we're on the back foot. Whereas if he goes Donphan or anything else or sacks Scizor off, cool, he can do whatever he wants. What we just want to go next Excadrill here, because if he goes Donphan, that gives us setup fodder, a setup opportunity. We can click Magnet Rise and at least knock out 2 Pokemon. Well, if it's going to be Lopunny or Donphan, it's probably going to be Donphan and Scizor, just because those were his least useful members, as Victini can just do pretty well, and Megalob can just do pretty well here. But I'm just going to click Magnet Rise here, because +2, it'll definitely die, to even after it gets some leftovers recovery next. But Magnet Rise is perfect. Donphan's not going to be able to touch us, because there's no move Donphan has at this point that can touch us. Knockoff can do a little bit of damage, but nothing that's going to be doing crazy amount. But yeah, we can get up to +2 here, and then he's in a pickle. He's going to have to sacrifice Scizor coming up here, so that's cool. Scizor's gone, no more priority for him, but because we can't get rocks up anymore at this point anyway, because Gigalith did pass faint, and it would have been really nice to have Gigalith for Victini as well. But we'll talk about that later when we get to it. At this point, X goes up +2. He's got to sack stuff. He's going to have to sack Donphan after he gets fake out damage with Megalob to try to just stall out these sand turns here. And that's why I really wanted the Smooth Rock. So we'd have 8 turns, or actually 7 turns to work with, because when you switch in, well, actually it's like 7, yeah. After Gigalith went down, it was 7. We had 7 turns to work with, so that's quite a lot in Pokemon World to a degree. And now he has to click Fake Out, because if he clicks anything other than Fake Out, he loses a Pokemon. So, and he just essentially loses the game like 3 or 4-0 here, and he can't afford to do that. So he really just goes into Megalob, or he goes for a Fake Out to get 1 more turn of Sand, and he's going to go into Donphan and just fought it off. It didn't matter if Donphan survived here, if we got like min damage or anything like that, because we would have proceeded to knock it out. He would have had to sack this anyway, because he can't sack Victini, can't sack Megalob, otherwise he just straight up loses the game. Crit didn't matter, like I stated. It was in range of +2 Earthquake, Adamant Earthquake, and plus we would have been faster anyway, so it did not matter. As he goes into Megalob, I really was just, I could have switched out, but at this point, I guess it didn't matter. I probably should have just switched out Chestnut, so I had Sacrificial Lamb later. That probably was the better play. Should have just went into Tapu Fini or Chestnut here. Probably Fini and then into Chestnut, but that's neither here nor there. We can go into Chestnut now and just fire off a Leech Seed here. We still have a high, very healthy Mega Latias that I'm not really afraid of. As he clicks Return here, which actually does more than Ice Punch typically, but he didn't give it max happiness, and I don't know what it is with people and for getting max happiness, but that just happens sometimes. So people just got to be very, very careful of that. And at this point, I think I want to just go into Mega Latias. That way, but he's going to double into his Victini, which was a very good play. I should have just clicked Leech again, probably knowing that he can't do much to me. And weakening Victini would have been amazing, but we don't make the correct play. We go into Latias, take the rock damage, and I just click Roost here, just to see if it's really Scarf, as it is. And I was pretty sure that he wouldn't run enough speed for, like, it would just been enough speed to outspeed Excadrill, so we would have outsped that if it were not Scarfed. Because he had no reason to really not make that max speed. Or I guess Electivire he could have been more speed for. But I am still, based on that damage, that was Scarfed. And I click Roost till we're at max HP again. As he's got no reason. And right here, he actually goes for Fake Out damage, which is good play by his part. Because just get more chip damage rather than clicking Ice Punch or Return right away. And if he didn't have Ice Punch, this was literally setup fodder. That's why I went for Calm Mind. Because I'm like, well, he probably doesn't have Ice Punch because he doesn't really need it for my team. But he does have Ice Punch, so I'm just like, crap. Now we're actually in range of another one. If he gets another higher roll, that was like a upper higher roll, and then this one is like, he needed like max damage roll to kill me, and he got it. And I clicked Roost there. We would have been on another one. We would have just straight up won the game right there, but I just go into Tapu Fini here because I need to get chip damage off on this. I guess that in hindsight that was bad play. I should have won the Chestnut right here. I'm going to super speed this part because I want to, because it's me essentially just trying to play it correctly, otherwise I'm going to lose. He's got to click Return. I got to click Leech Seed here, and if I miss, it's pretty much game over every single time. As he's going to go for that, and it's perfect. So I'm going to go for Spiky Shield, get some chip damage on it. So now he's going to be below half. He's at about 35% or 40%. So now I'm going to go into Tapu Fini and hope to God I can survive. And he's going to kill off Tapu Fini, which I had to do there. I'm playing this endgame very, very poor after Mega Latias went down, which in theory it shouldn't have gone down, but that's okay. Damage rolls are damage rolls sometimes. And I'm going to go for Spike Shield because I have to at that point. If I don't, I lose the game. Because I'm not in range where V-Create will not take me out. And I know if we get to a high enough HP, V-Create cannot take us out, especially at max HP. So as long as we can stay very, very healthy, we're going to be in prime position to do well. As I'm going to click Leech Seed right here, it was our best play. Actually, I'm going to click Drain Punch to gauge damage first and foremost. Now I believe I click Leech Seed right here and right now, right? Yes, no, I click Synthesis to make sure I'm at full in case it goes to the Victini, but we are. I'm going to click Spiky Shield, get some more chip damage as he clicks V-Create. He's getting so low right now, so all I have to do is survive this, and we should win the game, as we do with 19. He had a 6.3% chance to kill us, because he was Jolly, not Adamant. So that's amazing that we survived that. And now we're going to click Synthesis, because I knew he'd switch out to Lopunny, because that was the only way he won that game at that point. Because if he stayed in, he just straight up lost. He would not have been able to survive, knock us out with any one move. Or actually, he was in range of Spiky Shield at that point. That's why I knew he had to switch. So now we essentially won the game. As long as we stay at enough HP for that Victini. And I'm just going to click Leech Seed one more time, I think, before clicking Synthesis. And making sure we're at high enough HP. Now we're at full again. So as long as we survive this, as long as we click Leech Seed, or actually we're going to click Spiky Shield, just in case, that way it'll be in range of 2 Spiky Shields. Now I'm going to click Synthesis to make sure we win the game. We had 1 Synthesis left anyway, so even if that didn't happen, we won the game. And there we go. We actually are going to be defeating Paper and the Silesian. Silesian, not Celestian. I said Celestian before, I think. But either way, as long as he doesn't freeze or crit us here, we win the game. And Drain Punch knocks out Mega Lopunny. So even after the max damage rolls, we still pull this through. 1-0 Chestnut. Our Lord and Savior Chestnut. Detron. My friend Dalton Detron, we call him. Won us the game. So Chestnut putting in the finest of work there, getting 2 kills. Excadrill 2 kills. Mega Lati 1 kill. And Umbreon and Tapu Fini 1 kill. So it was a very, very good team effort in order to win this game. Umbreon did what it was supposed to do. Gigalith did what it was supposed to do. Overall, it was just a great game in general. And very good game to you, Paper. Make sure you check them out in the description down below. And that was week number 1 of the ICBA Zip Strike Army. Have a great day. I love you all so very much. Bye.